meeting of South Delhi Toastmasters. We at South Delhi Toastmasters provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, which results in greater self-confidence and personal growth. There are few ground rules for this online meeting. First, let's take 10 seconds to keep our mobile phones on switch off or on silent mode. Keep pen and paper handy to jot down the learnings in this informative meeting. Unmute yourself only when it's your turn to speak. Fourth, at Toastmasters, we do not talk about religion, politics, and sex. Hence, it is recommended that we do not talk about it in an offensive manner. Let me call on stage our presiding officer, Toastmaster Paramjot.
Thank you so much, Samrit, for that and starting the meeting on a high note. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. This side Paramjot Singh. Yesterday, I was buying mangoes in front of my house from a vendor. The innovative thing which I've seen with that mango vendor is that he was carrying that mangoes or all the fruits in an e-rickshaw, passenger e-rickshaw. And I asked him that how you innovate this idea. He said, I innovate this idea in between this pandemic only, sir. And what was the reason why you need to innovate this? He said, sir, I'm afraid people are afraid to sit in e-rickshaws and people are ready to buy fruits. So that's why I innovated this idea and I'm able to run my family. So in a nutshell, I request everyone here, including me, let's innovate before it comes to our survival, because that guy has find an innovation while searching for his survival. So let's innovate. So without further ado, let me just tell you a very important announcement before we start up the meeting. Next week is a very important week for our club, because we are going to conduct a moment of truth sessions. In this session, all the members, this is a member exclusive meeting, all the members are requested to come and share your feedbacks basis your experience in the last 6 months with the previous EC, that's from January to June 2020, so that you can help us become better and we can enhance your meeting experience. So now I can see there are a lot of new names in the meeting. So I request any of the guests to please guest Shubham. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, Paramjot, I can hear you.
So welcome to South Delhi Toastmaster Club. Can you share a brief introduction about yourself and how you get to know about South Delhi Toastmasters?
Yeah, sure. So this is my third meeting where I'm here. So like certainly I'll be joining Toastmasters, South Delhi Toastmasters next week. So yeah, the experience has been good so far. I'm enjoying the meetings and definitely I'll be like to part of it.
Hope you have a great time and we prove your Saturday more productive. Now
Great. I'm very sure about it.
Thank you so much, Shubham. Now I can see there is a guest, Saurav. Hi, Saurav.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Saurav. Welcome to South Delhi Toastmaster Club. Can you share a brief introduction about yourself and how you get to know about South Delhi Toastmasters?
Yeah, hi, I'm Saurav. I'm staying in Kalkaji. I came to know about this Toastmaster Club from one of the uh, course that I just joined regarding communication skills and public speaking. From there, I searched. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Saurav, you're
Yeah.
audible.
From there, I searched the Toastmaster Club near to me, and I found that I'm about to come to the physical club, which is there in Lajpat Nagar, but unfortunately, due to lockdown, I'm not able to do that. And last day, I just WhatsApp in the given number, and I got the response, and thus I joined the club.
Great. Hope you have a great time here, and we
So
are
this is my very first meeting in this.
welcome to South Delhi Toastmaster. Hope you have a great time here and you are in the right place to improve your communication. It's the right place to be. So, without further ado, let me call the anchor of the evening. He, someone, whenever you talk to him, you will find how can somebody be so sorted in his life. He is a very charming and a well-dressed person. Whenever you see him, he is quite witty with his talk, and he is none other than our very own and very charming leader, Toastmaster Samir Rawat. Please help me welcome on the stage Toastmaster Samir Rawat.
Good evening, everyone, and I welcome all of you to this spectacular 740th meeting of South Delhi Toastmasters. This lockdown has given me an opportunity to experience two of my hobbies at the same time. The first, gardening, and the second, Toastmasters. And this is perhaps the closest that I can get to a live audience. I have some of my neighbors peeping in every now and then to see what is going on, what is going on. And we all are aware of that awkward neighbor smile when you see each other. But I don't budge down. I give it back. And I stay there till one of us don't budge. I give it back with a nod. But this small place in my house serves as my safe haven. This lockdown has been frustrating. It has been something that has been cumbersome for some of us. And this small section of my house has served me a lot during this phase. Now, if you ask me, how difficult is it to establish a green patch or a garden in your home? Uh, Honestly, it isn't the easiest thing to do. It takes some effort. But if you ask me, is it really worth taking that effort? Hell yes. Every bit of it is worth it. Every bit of it. A few days back, I had a conversation with my wife, and she asked me a random question. Let's say if you are in a restaurant and you have two options for a seat, one facing inside the restaurant and the other facing outside a park or a garden, what would you choose? I said, isn't it obvious? I would choose one facing a park or a garden. And she had a very valid point. I know it is obvious. But why? Why is it obvious that we humans will choose a place which is green in nature? And that had me thinking. And to answer that, I have my very dear friend here. This is Gaitonde. Gaitonde, though looks tiny and small, Gaitonde is actually a bonsai. He is 4 years old. And Gaitonde tells me that there were independent researchers conducted in 2013, 15, and 17, and many more. And all of them have concluded that we humans, because it is so ingrained in our DNA, that we always have fascination for nature. This is how we are built. Now, a very surprising thing that I'd want to tell all of you. You know what? Even if you cannot have the opportunity to actually go and view the wild or be in a green patch, just looking at a picture of a landscape or watching a video on YouTube of a landscape or a river body or star will make you feel good. Just imagine then, if you are actually in that landscape, how would you feel? How much will it make you feel better? We will look at the benefits of this in the subsequent sections of the meeting as well. And to formally start the meeting now, the meeting is divided into 3 sections: prepared speeches, table topics, wherein our fantastic guests can participate, and the third, and the most important, is the evaluations. Now, before I start the meeting, would it not be fun to have some light mood to have some jokes being cracked. For that, I'll hand over the stage to Toastmaster Sandra, who's our joke master. Over to you, Toastmaster Sandra.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm here with some good jokes to make you people laugh. Teacher asks Abu, what is the chemical formula of water? Abu answers HIJKMNO. Teacher tells him, what are you talking about? Then he says, yesterday you said it was H2O. So it's now I will hand over the stage to our TMOD, that is SAMIR. All over to you, SAMIR.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sandra, for that fabulous joke. And with this, now I welcome the general evaluator of today's meeting, who is the dashing, the dynamite, and the delightful Toastmaster Samrit. Please welcome Toastmaster Samrit with thunderous applause. Over to you, Toastmaster Samrit.
Thank you, Samir, for such a good introduction. Good evening, everyone. I am the general evaluator for today's meeting. I will be evaluating the general flow of the meeting. Since it's a 2-hour meeting, I cannot evaluate everyone on the basis of grammar, timing, R's and R's, those filler sounds, filler words, and check listening skills. So let me introduce you all to my GE team. Let me call on stage our first role player, Toastmaster Shruti. She is the timer for today's meeting.
So, we do not choose the times we live in, but we can choose what to do with the time that is given to us. Good evening, fellow Asgardian Toastmasters. I am Heimdall. AKA Shruti. As a keeper of time, I abide to honor the oath of keeping the realm of literary Eden of table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations to the prescribed timing rules. As the sand flows through my hourglass, I shall be alerting speakers through the signal of the traffic light color shields. Green shield represents qualifying time, yellow shield represents target time, red shield represents finish time. The Bifrost Bridge has its own rules, so dear orators of today, please note. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to not more than 2 minutes. 30 seconds grace minutes will be given to all the speakers at the lower and the upper end, and only 30-second grace time at the upper end would be given to table topic speakers. I wish all the Asgardian orators the very best. Over to G. Samrit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. So you have put in a lot of hard work. We can see some new faces of these timing cards. So let me call on stage our next role player, that is grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Mandakini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samrit. I'm the grammarian for the day, and I would be looking at the good and the good and bad usage of the grammar and language today for the whole meeting. Even I'm also responsible for checking how many people are using the idiom of the week and word of the week, which reminds me, idiom of the week is all over the board, which means somebody is indecisive, somebody is not able to understand the choices. So it will be like after I gave my class 12, I did not know what to do, and my choices were all over the board. Word of the week is lackluster, which means something which is not that great, not that attractive. For example, I was very disappointed with the lackluster performance of Vicky Kaushal in the latest movie Bhoot. So I will urge all of you to use the idiom of the week and word of the week in whatever role you're playing today, whatever speeches you're taking. It is deliberately kept to be so simple and easily used in your language so that you actually make it part of your personality. After the meeting, I'm going to present the complete report to all of the people here. Thank you so much and all the best to all the role players.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mandakini. Let me call on stage our third role player, that is our counter. Let me call on stage Toastmaster Ishita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samrid. Fellow Toastmasters, and a warm welcome to our guests. Today, I will play the role of R counter. As an R counter, I will take note of all the overused words, vocal fillers, such as like, you know, mm, in each speech, and will report at the end. Most of us do not even observe how many times we use in our while we speak. These interjections disrupts our speech and makes it less smooth. I would request each one of the orator today to use our not so favorite words in their oratory. Good luck. Hope you enjoy this evening. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishita. Now we are left with one role player, that is listener of the day. This is the most trickiest and pain in the neck role player if you don't pay full attention in the meeting. Let me call on stage Toastmaster Shalu.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm the listener for the day. Being a good listener is just as important as being a good speaker. As the listener, I will note interesting tidbits of information from any of the speaker and ask questions near the end of the meeting to see if everyone was paying attention. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, and I wish all the speakers best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shalu. So this was my team of role players. Let me hand over the stage back to TMOD SAMIR.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samrit. And this is the meat of the meeting, wherein we get to hear fabulous 4 speeches. So the first speaker for today is Toastmaster Abhishek. And before I welcome Toastmaster Abhishek, I would like his evaluator, Toastmaster Sarabjo, please read out the speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarabjo.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Today, I am evaluating Toastmaster Abhishek. Speaker will present Level 1, Project 2 from Pathways. The purpose of project is for member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply feedback to the second speech. I wish Toastmaster Abhishek all the best. Thank you, Samir.
So I asked Toastmaster Abhishek, what is it about the greenery and the nature that fascinates you the most? And he gave me an answer which I completely second. He said he's always been fascinated by the lush green mountains. And I'll give you a fun fact. You know what? We humans, not taking the lockdown into account, we humans, we spend 93% of our entire day indoors. 93%, not taking lockdown into account. And imagine our ancestors who had 100% of the day outside in the wild. So why not? Toastmaster Abhishek, me, in fact, all of us will have longing to see those lush green mountains. I can't wait for this lockdown to end and be there. With that, let's put our hands together and welcome the fabulous Toastmaster Abhishek. Toastmaster Abhishek, knock, 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 Toastmaster Abhishek. Over to you.
in one.
It was 11 p.m. in the night. Somebody knocked my door. Who was that? It was odd, so I ignored it. But then again, someone knocked. I suspiciously went to door, opened it partially, and I saw a lady standing there who lived near to my place, next to my door. Before I could say anything, she dropped a piece of information that just unsettled my mind. She said, "If you hear any unusual hue or cry, please call the police." Damn. Before I could ask her anything more, she just ran back to her place. I decided to follow her. But being suspicious, I stayed there because I got hesitated and came back to my place, locked all the doors, and I started thinking, what should I do? I got so scared. Whole night I couldn't sleep. I was thinking, what could be the matter? Nothing happened. The very next day, next morning, it was all normal, as if nothing happened. I saw that lady again in the society. She was with her 4 to 5-year-old daughters, helping her to cycle in our street. I gathered courage and went up to her. I asked, what was that all about last night? And she replied, "It's nothing, just please ignore it." Then again, I insisted, "Are you sure?" And she was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine. But I could read her face. It was saying something else. I saw few bruises on her hand, but I didn't ask her again because I thought it wouldn't be fine here. So I decided, being curious, so I decided to inquire about her in the society. And I got to know she fall into the category of 86% of women who are victim of domestic violence and does not seek any help. Fueled by the mandatory stay at home during this lockdown period, there was 20% spike in the domestic violence as per the UN report. So I was wondering why she does not seek any help or any support, why she don't open up. Is it cause she's afraid to contact police officials? Or is she afraid that her partner might get arrested? Or is she afraid that her in-laws or someone might torture her? Reason was unknown to me, but I was still curious. She knocked, she highlighted the threat to me, but her refusal to share the situation points to the problem of underreporting. Like 86% of women don't open up, don't seek for help. Similarly, 77% of women who undergo this domestic violence does not even mention about it to anyone, and that's very strange and sad. So, sorry, contacted again. So I contacted her again and asked her again, but she again refused. I thought that I might be entering her personal space, so I just ignored it. So after So one fine day, when I was in my balcony, I heard a loud noise, like somebody was yelling. I realized it must be from the same house. So within no time, I straight away went there to her place, and yes, that was it. It was from the same house. I couldn't control myself. I immediately took out my phone and dialed 100 because I knew what was happening. And yes, I did it. My legs were shaking, but yes, I called the police. So dear, so my friends, not taking any action or standing while oppression is happening, that means that you are part of the oppressor. You don't always have to fight it physically. In my case, it was just a phone call that worked. In your case, it might something else might work. In your case, something else might work. So I request everyone, when you see such kind of situation happening in front of your eyes, please step up, make a move, and end it right there. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhishek, for that fantastic speech. Let's take 30 seconds to provide feedback to Toastmaster Abhishek on personal chat. Let's not be lackluster. Our feedback might be all over the board, but then each of it helps. Let's give him feedback. And timer, please show me a red card when 30 seconds are up. I'm sure everyone is rampantly typing the feedback, and Toastmaster Abhishek would be pleased to hear from all of you. And I would request everyone to please switch on your videos as well. We want to see all of your lovely faces. Please switch on your videos. Okay, so 30 seconds are up, and now we have the second speaker, Toastmaster Gaurav. And before I call Toastmaster Gaurav, I would request his evaluator, none other than Toastmaster Param, to please read out the speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Param.
Thank you, Samir, for giving me the opportunity. Toastmaster Gaurav going to be speaking on level 2 pathways, project 1. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for member to share same aspect of his or primary leadership styles or discuss leadership style in general. All the very best, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Param. When I asked Toastmaster Gaurav, what is it that fascinates you about the nature, he went south. He says he's always been fascinated with oceans, rivers, and sea. That has always been his fascination. And why not? He says he has a very strong memory of once wherein he was in the ocean and he watched sun dipping into the horizon. And that is perhaps one of the best memories that he has, which makes him realize how minuscule we are compared to this universe, how small, how tiny, how insignificant we can be. And that is a humbling experience in itself. Without further ado, please help me welcome Toastmaster Gaurav. Toastmaster Gaurav, leadership style, Toastmaster Gaurav. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samir.
Are we able to hear Gaurav?
Sorry?
No. I can hear, but I can't see.
I think some network issues there.
Okay.
Let me just reconnect once again. Just 30 seconds. Is it fine now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay.
Toastmaster Gaurav, we're waiting to see your lovely face. We can hear you, but then we still can't see you.
I'm not visible.
Not yet.
Am I visible?
No, Gaurav.
Okay. So in the interest of time, perhaps what we can do is we can move to the third speaker and we'll get back to Gaurav, if that sounds fine, Toastmaster Param.
Yes, Samir. We can move forward to the third speaker.
Okay.
Then we
Okay. Best of luck, Toastmaster Gaurav. We'll wait to see you in a while. Meanwhile, we'll move over to the third speaker, that is Toastmaster Chanda. And before I call Toastmaster Chanda onto stage, I would request our evaluator, Toastmaster Deven, to please come up and read out the speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Deven.
Thank you, Mr. TMOD. So Toastmaster Chanda is going to deliver her level 2 project 3. The purpose of this project for the member is to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions. The purpose of this speech for the member is to share some aspect of her previous experience as a protege. All the best, Toastmaster. Timer, please note the timing for her speech would be 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deven. When I asked Toastmaster Chanda, what is your fascination with nature? She explained to me that she'd been in a trip to Srinagar some time back, and there she had her most wonderful experience with the snow, the glaciers, and that is what she will always cherish and remember in her life. Without any further ado, I will now hand it over to Toastmaster Chanda. Toastmaster Chanda, mentoring a game changer, mentoring a game changer, Toastmaster Chanda. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Samir. Do you ever mentored by someone? It was a really magical word. I can't imagine this would wear multiple hats. A teacher, a protector, a sponsor, a role model. Good evening, Toastmasters. When I joined my Toastmaster journey, I was taking certain roles like our counter, timer, yeah, definitely speaker too. I was just asking my certain queries with certain Toastmasters and taking my journey in Toastmaster further. 8 months passes. It feels like yesterday. I thought I will never able to take the TMOD and general evaluator roles. I had an illusion that these roles were made for veteran Toastmasters. Then I was keep asking my query with Toastmaster Abu, Toastmaster Param, and yes, Toastmaster Rahul also. Before 2 months ago, I was unsure about the mentorship. That mentorship can change my life and it take me to further level in Toastmaster journey. My phone suddenly beeped and I got message from Sonika that you will be TMOD after 2 weeks. I read that message 4 times. I thought it was sent by mistake. Then on that same time I got call from Sonika and she explained and taught like a teacher. If my teacher would taught me like this, I would never gone to school. Then Sonika like a strict teacher and Abu like a alarm clock, day and night helping me out to preparing my role. Finally day came and I performed my first TMOD role in my Toastmaster journey. And friends, I got a lot of appreciation. Now, I have experience being a mentee, a person who invested his important time on you. That is a very, very important for anyone. Being a mentor, I have experienced a lot of things from both of them. But still, I am taking my journey further and I perform my journal evaluator role after just 1 week of TMOD. And that was really, again, I got a lot of appreciation. Now, there is something missing in my Toastmaster journey. That was to a Best Speaker Award. As a mentorship, I have experienced wisdom of knowledge that helped me out to learn faster my learning curves and shorten my learning speed. Somehow, I came in touch with Toastmaster Sajita. Then I have shared my barrier regarding the speech and what is my expectation from next speech. She listened so calmly and diligently to me and without any suspending judgmental and barrier. She said, don't worry, I will help you surely. Now, mentor and mentee session have started. And initially there was one or two Zoom calls. After once they started behaving like a lioness, there was a 4 to 5 times call in a day. Session practice on Zoom calls. Then finally again day came. I performed my speaker award. I performed and despite of competing veteran Toastmasters, friends, I won Best Speaker Award. I can't express my words and my happiness on words. That is a quite memorable day of my life. I would like to thank Toastmaster Shajita believing in me, knowledge you empowered on me. That was really incredible and supporting me in my journey. Now, I would like to thank Toastmaster Abu. He is like a magician for me. He always supported me in my journey, whether it's a professional or whether it's Toastmaster journey. Sonika, without your push, it couldn't happen at all. I have experienced this mentorship experience. Mentorship always help you out to take your goal in next level. It injects you full of energy and drag you out of your comfort zone and take you further in your speech, take you further in your goal. I am really fortunate I have this experience. Now I am ready to serve back to Toastmasters. Toastmasters mentorship is all about to mind to hear, ear to listen, and push to in direction way. When I have experienced this kind of journey, now it's your turn. Mentorship always help you out throughout your journey. It's not about helping. They take care of everything, each and everything what you feel. They are like your friend. You can share everything with them. They will listen you comfortably. They judge you and they share your experience with you and take you in next path of your career journey. It could be anything. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chanda, for that fabulous speech. Now, let's take 30 seconds to provide feedback to Toastmaster Chanda. The fighter she has been, she needs support and help of each one of us to rise further in her journey at Toastmasters. And a special request from Gaitonde as well. Please, anyone who's not viewing, please, a request from Gaitonde. Please go ahead and provide your feedback. And timer, please show me a red card at 30 seconds.
I request Gaurav to please check if his audio and video is working.
Yes, it's fine now, I think. there was
Okay,
some sort
so
of.
I think we're done with 30 seconds. So without further ado, I think we'll get back to the member who's been waiting to listen to. Over to you, Toastmaster Gaurav. Please set the stage on fire. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sami. Good evening, everyone. Today, Don is here to give you a lecture on leadership style. When the first time I came across this term, leadership style, I was like, such a lackluster topic, such a boring topic. To spice it up, I have divided it into two segments. In first segment, I'll tell you about the leadership style. And in second segment, let's keep it hidden. Let's start with leadership style. First one is autocritic leadership style. Autocritic leaders, they make decisions on their own. It is sent to the team and the team works according to that. The best example is Adolf Hitler. Next one is democratic leadership style. In this leadership style, consult from the team is taken and then the decision is made. One of the best example is Nelson Mandela. When he was fighting for right to equality, at that time, he has shown his true democratic leadership style. Third one is laissez-faire leadership style. It is a French term which means let them do. Employees working under these leaders, they are free to take any decision on their own. And the best example is Steve Jobs. He always instructed his team what they have to do, but never asked him how it has to be implemented. The fourth one is coach style leadership. It is similar to sports team coach, in which the coach, he mentors individually each person according to his strength to strengthen the team. And one of the best example is coach of Indian team John Wright. In 2003, he took Indian team to World Cup finals. So we have discussed about autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire, and coach style leadership. Next, move to the interesting section. What I'll do is I'll share some description about these personalities, and you have to detect about their leadership styles. Shall we go? Thank you. How many of you like watching movies? May I have your hands, please? Bollywood movies? Okay. How many of you have seen the movie Dangal? Very good. Amir Khan, he has played the role of Mahavir Singh. He wanted to win a gold medal in international wrestling, but he failed in that. To pursue his dreams, he focused on his daughters. He trained them according to their strengths. Now my question is, what sort of leadership style was inhibited by Mahavir Singh? Your options are in the chat.
Coaching.
No, I haven't asked that. Just ping me the response in terms of A, B, C, or D. Devain. Okay, so first one is Devain to answer it. Now, next question. How many of you have seen the movie DDLJ? Raj and Simran. They met during a trip in Europe, right? And fell in love with each other. When Raj realized that father of Simran, he has promised someone else to marry her, he all the way from Europe moved to India to convince both of them. Baldev Singh, the character of Simran's father, it was played by Amrish Puri, a very stubborn person by nature. He made it sure till the end that she should keep her father's word. But at the end, he gave up with that famous dialogue, "Go Simran, go, live your life." Now, my question is, what sort of leadership style was shown by Balwant Singh, that is Simran's father? Very good. Devin again. Any more responses? That's great. Let's move to the third section. Third question. How many of you have seen the movie Three Idiots? Ranchor Das, Shyamal Das, Chanchad, alias Rancho. This movie was based on the lifestyle of the life of three friends who used to stay in same hostel in same room. Farhan Qureshi, Raju Rastogi, and Rancho. Farhan wanted to be a photographer, but his father, he forced him to be an engineer. On the other hand, Rancho, he was a very livelihood person. He wanted to help everyone whosoever came in his life to whatever they wanted to do in their own way. Now, my question is, what sort of leadership style was exhibited by Farhan's father and Rancho? I request you all to please share a response in chat. Okay, very good. That's great. Thank you so much, everyone, for your active participation. John Maxwell, he has beautifully said, leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Leadership is neither a position nor a rank. It is a choice, it is a decision. The qualities required for a leader, they can't be inculcated in just one day. It takes time, it takes patience to earn it. A leader is someone who leads by example, not by force. With this note, Don is signing off. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful speech. Let's take 30 seconds to provide feedback to Toastmaster Gaurav. And I hope you don't want the Don to come back to you. So if you want to avoid that, not the Don with the pistol, please provide your feedback. Timer, please show me a red card at 30 seconds.
Toastmaster Samir, would you check if my voice is audible clearly?
Absolutely, crystal.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So with that, we are done with 30 seconds. Thank you for providing feedback. Now we have the final speaker for the day. And before I call her, I want her evaluator, that is distinguished Toastmaster Sriram, to please read out the speech objectives. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Happy evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. So the speaker today is going to attempt the project title, Know Your Sense of Humor. So the purpose of this project is the speaker is going to deliver a speech having a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes a lot of humor. The humor can be in the form of anecdotes, stories, or personal stories, or anything. It should be a well-organized speech and not a report from the Know Your Sense of Humor project. So all the best, speaker. I'm sure you are going to make us laugh out on the ground. I'm looking forward to your speech. All the best. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Sriram. When I asked Shrejita, what is it that you are fascinated with in the nature? Then Toastmaster Shrejita gave me a very interesting answer. She said, I have always been fascinated by the twinkling stars, the moon, the distance from here. She's always loved looking at the starry sky and the mystery that it holds. And we have a star liking another star. Please welcome Toastmaster Shrejita. Just relaxing, Toastmaster Shrejita. Over to you.
salt 2%, saturates 13%, fat 9%, calories, oh my goodness. Calories 200. A very relaxing evening to all the fit and future fit people. We won't deny to this fact that we all have few concerns, right? Sometimes these concerns are emotional, mental, physical, and sometimes it's social. But if I have to tell you one of my concerns, do you know what it is? Weight loss. You heard it right, weight loss. Now, why I keep this concern on the top, ladies and gentlemen, it is one very simple reason. Because this concern is always visible to the naked eyes. Sometimes my friends ask me, why are you in so much hurry to lose weight? I have only one simple reason again. Because you see, people, there are humans who gain weight after a certain period of time. But I have never seen myself fit. It's like since childhood, I have been, in the words of my mother, only healthy. One day, I was asking my grandmother, when did I started gaining weight? Do you know what she answered? She gave. My grandmother told, at the age of 3, you had a very critical operation because of which you started gaining weight. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, you see the effect of the operation is not gone. It's still there. Then I asked my mother, when did I start gaining weight? As like all the mothers, she gave the answer, you're not fat, you're just healthy. She's never going to accept the fact that her aloo ka paranthas that was served all the time is majorly the reason for this. I decided enough is enough. And few months back, I visited to a dietitian. We reached to one of the most famous dietitians in our area. As we visited the dietitian, we were waiting outside. Ladies and gentlemen, can you relate with this? That you feel so overwhelmed and happy when you feel that you're not the only one. And as I was sitting outside in the waiting area, I was feeling exactly the same because all of every people around there had exactly the same concern which I had. And I could not be more happy than that. The dietitian called her inside her clinic. We went in. And as I was going, it is rightly said, as you walk on the way appears. And as I was walking on the way, I could see the fit me. I opened the door. I went inside. I saw the dietitian. I thought she needs a dietitian more than me. I won't lie to you. In the words of my mother, she was way too healthier. And I thought she's going to really make me fit. She needs that herself first. So after a few general questions, she asked me, so why do you want to lose weight? Marriage or something? I said, no, just like that. What I really wanted to say at that point was, it's been ages since I've seen myself fit. This is why. Then she asked me, so are you ready to lose weight? I said, yes, of course, if you give me the diet. After that, she asked me a few general questions again. That was, what's your weight, height, and your age? And after all that, she looked all around, she checked, and she told me, oh, you are overweight. Ladies and gentlemen, I could have told her without even looking at anything. I could have told her that in just a second that I'm overweight, and I knew that, and probably that is the reason that I'm here for. After all these questions, she came to what she's supposed to do as a dietitian. She asked this question. No, she gave a few tips to me to lose weight. Finally, she gave me first tip: check calories. She said, whatever you eat, don't forget to check calories. From the inside, I thought to myself, why do I need to check that? I already know I'm always high on calories. Second thing she told me, drink water. She said, whatever you are doing, no matter, always drink water. Third tip she gave me, be active. She said it's very important that we people be active. Whatever you are doing, again, try to be as active as you can. And after all the final tips, she came to what I really wanted to listen, the diet, which will make you fit. The diet was that from now on, you are going to have a meal just one time a day. You're not going to have 3 meals, you're going to have just 1 meal. That is, if I'm eating my breakfast at 11 a.m., but I'm having anything at 11 a.m., that means I'm going to have the next meal after 24 hours, that is the next day. Oh my God, this is not a diet. This is starving. And even an animal can lose weight with this diet. And I do not need a dietitian for this. But since we paid for it, I came back home, started doing this, didn't do this diet for more than 2 days. But my mom did this and ended up losing weight because she paid for the dietitian. After this, I knew dieting is not my part. So I went to the YouTube videos. And do you know which YouTube videos I used to click first? Which clearly states in the title, no dieting, no exercising, lose weight in only 1 month. I saw that video. And do you know what technique they gave? They gave the technique that chew your food 36 times. Frankly speaking, after 30th time, the food disappeared from my mouth. After all these techniques, ladies and gentlemen, this process, I realized that yes, I was in a hurry to lose weight. In fact, a lot of hurry. You see, there is nothing we can achieve without hard work. Everything has one key: hard work. Let's take another: persistence, consistency, and most important at the top stays your willingness to do something. So if you are happy with yourself the way you are, just relax. But if you think you need to lose weight, then go out, exercise, drink a lot of water, eat healthy, that's it. But if you ask me, what am I doing currently to lose weight? Just a second. I am just relaxing. Over to the TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shrejita, for that speech. Let's take 30 seconds to provide feedback to Toastmaster Shrejita. And timer, please show me a red card when we are up with 30 seconds. And as you can already see, it is dark now. So let's not be lackluster in giving our feedback. How energetic the performance was, it has to be matched with the feedback that we provide. Let's give our best to Toastmaster Shrejita. Okay, so we're done with 30 seconds for feedback. Now we'll take another 30 seconds to vote for the best speaker. But before I do that, I just need to confirm from the timer, is there is any disqualification? Please let me know.
Yes, TMOD, Samir. So unfortunately, TM Shrejita took 8 minutes, 21 seconds. So she's disqualified. And yeah, and Abhishek took 6 minutes, 43 seconds as his speech time was 6 minutes. So he's disqualified. TM Abhishek.
So we have 2 disqualifications.
I would like I would like to correct here. It's not Abhishek's icebreaker speech. So we have a time limit of 5 to 7 minutes, and he is not disqualified.
Okay. So I
Okay.
thought that his
So
speech
No
was
worries, no worries.
icebreaker.
No worries.
no worries. So we have 3 votings to be done. It's Toastmaster Abhishek, Toastmaster Gaurav, and Toastmaster Chanda. Please vote for the best speaker, and I request the tech master to please put it up on the screen.
Polling will close at 30 seconds, so request everyone to vote.
And everyone, if possible, please request from the TMOD, switch on your videos. We would love to see your lovely faces, please. Right, so we're done with the 30 seconds for voting. Now moving on to the next section. This section is known to give you an adrenaline rush. And the anchor that we have today, Toastmaster Amit, is known to shoot it off the roof. Without any further ado, let me hand it over to the spectacular Toastmaster Amit. Over to you, Toastmaster Amit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Amit, table topic master for today's meeting. Table topic section is the most exciting and adventurous section in the Toastmaster meeting, and everyone desperately waiting for this section. This section helps you to boost your confidence in public speaking by quickly accumulating your thoughts on the unpredictable and unplanned topic that is given by table topic masters. Arranging your thoughts, organizing your thoughts quickly, and delivering sensibly. I love this section as well because in this section, people speak straight from heart because they haven't time to manipulate their thoughts. Let me give you one clue for today's topic. Today's topic is associated with our theme of the meeting, that is nature. So start indulging in the mental gymnastics. Without any further ado, let me quickly iterate the rules of this section. Number one, speaker has to speak minimum of 1 minute to qualify for voting and maximum for 2 minutes. There is 30-second grace only on upper side. Number two, timer will show green card on 1 minute and red card on 2 minutes. In this section, guests as well as Toastmasters both will join. I have added few words in the chat box, so check the chat box and may I get the first volunteer who is going to take this challenge. Get ready with your challenge with words. Yes, I can see that Toastmaster Abu. So, Toastmaster Abu, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Amit, for choosing me.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, may I know the word which you have chosen from the chat box?
Give me just a second. I'll quickly check. I have to check the word. I was busy. Oh, it's nature.
Great, Abu. So here is your question. What a small contribution you think everyone should do to protect this beauty of nature? What a small contribution you think everyone should do to protect the beauty of nature?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit, for this particular topic. I'm sure we all realize something, that we humans used to consider ourselves the most important part of nature. But now nature has proved that it can survive and it can grow without humans. So now we understand that our dependence on nature is more rather than nature's dependence upon us. What is it that we can do? First and foremost, even if we cannot do something productive, let's ensure that we are cognizant about the fact that we don't do something that is destructive. A very simple thing, and it comes right from top to bottom or bottom to top. I primarily take it from top to bottom. It is about deforestation. We can fairly, we need to come up with a strategy wherein we all need to understand that yes, we need a roof on our head, but you don't need a bungalow. If everybody goes for a bungalow, very soon we will not have for it. The second thing that I believe, nature is also cleanliness. A gentle act about not dirtying the place goes a long way. So we should all go ahead and ensure at least let's not filth the place. We all know, even if you can't find a dustbin, there is no need of throwing things. You can always keep it in your pocket. As most of the people I see, they carry bags. You can always keep it in one of the side pockets, and you can always throw it whenever you come back. Let's take an oath, people. It's very embarrassing that when we go out and about, we go all gung-ho about how clean other countries are. But it is very imperative that we should be, we should take that particular importance. Another very important thing is, it is very embarrassing when there has to be a fine for us to follow certain things. So let's be cognizant and let's understand this is high time that we cannot stay without nature. Nature can stay without us. So that will be all from my end. Let's ensure that if we don't do something productive, let's not do something which is not productive as well. Okay. That will be all over to you, Toastmaster Amit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rao, for wonderful thoughts. And next speaker, guest Ira, could you please unmute yourself and let me know your word, please?
Just give me a minute. I think I'll pick rain.
Rain, okay. Share your any good or bad experience with rain.
Okay, so it is generally believed that when you associate yourself most with the month or the season you are born in. So since I was born in July, it is no brainer that when rain comes around the corner, I feel very, very happy. I just adore the smell of the first rain. That I think the word is called petichor, but I'm not sure. And there have been times in Delhi when rain can be challenging, especially when we got stuck in I remember it was 2000, around 2005, there was this rain which nearly flooded Delhi, and I got stuck coming back from college, and I was the only person in the auto and my auto driver. And that was both good experience and a bad experience because I got stuck far from home and his auto had stopped and I was freaking out how to reach home. But he helped me literally push the auto and ensured that he dropped me home. So that is when I realized that it's not the circumstance that defines the person, but the reaction to the circumstance that defines a person. And humanity is very much alive, and how people respond to the situation defines who they are. He could have said that I can't help you, but he went above and beyond and allowed me to reach my home. So that was a negative experience of rain, which turned positive by the end of the day. And my trust in humanity was fortified. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience. So maybe Toastmaster ma'am, could you please unmute yourself and come with your phrase?
I'll choose tiger.
Tiger, wow. So tiger, how you react if a tiger in front of you?
Sorry, Amit, I didn't hear you.
Yes, I am coming again. How you react if a tiger in front of you?
Okay, so how will I react if a tiger comes in front of me? So earlier, I'll break it down into two parts. Earlier, if I saw a tiger, I would be very scared. But around 1 year back, I saw a movie, Fukre Returns. And so for everybody who has seen the movie, they go into a cave and they see a tiger. And with the tiger, there's also a small cub. And there is a person who's very friendly, and he even called Tiger Mossy. So I will try to make small talk with the tiger. How is he? How is he feeling after the government has initiated Save the Tiger program? Is he being fed properly? Is he getting proper 4G signals in the jungle? If he is not getting 4G signals, maybe I'll help him write a mail to Mukesh Ambani so that he can get a geo tower installed. So this would be the case if I saw the tiger after watching Fukre. But if I saw a tiger without watching Fukre, I'll be scared for my life. I must be wondering the tiger would be very happy. Hey, I got a very huge amount of meal to eat for the day. So for these two scenarios, I would be scared of the tiger. In the first scenario, I would be very scared. And in the second scenario, I would try to make small talk with the tiger, try to understand his problems, and maybe help him even file his ITR as per the tiger income tax system. Back to Toastmaster Amit.
Thank you, Toastmaster ma'am. I experienced it many times when I went to the zoo, so don't worry. Yeah, may I take the guest Kundan? Could you please unmute yourself and come with your phrase?
Hi.
Yes, Kundan.
Yeah, it's season.
Season. Okay. So if you get a chance to lengthen one season, then which you want?
What is the meaning of lantern?
If you enhance the period of a season,
Means skip a season.
not a skip, you have to increase the time of the season.
Okay.
Like there are. Got it.
Okay. So, okay, I love the season where before the rain and after the sunshine, like it is the weather where the clouds are everywhere and the thunder is storming. So if it is possible for me to extend the time for a season or something, I'll try to spend the time of those moments where I can found a cloud everywhere and thunder are storming, and on that time I feel like a Thor. So whenever the thunder is storming, I feel like I am trying to catch those storm and to feel to feel like a Thor. It's just that. I'm sorry, I'm not able to focus more today. So
Okay, no issue. Kundan, no issue. Yeah, it's good that you want to increase some part of the moment of that season. So may I pick the Toastmaster Devan? Devan, please could you unmute yourself and come with the phrase? Devan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So I would choose woods.
Wood. Okay. Woods mean forest. Yes. Yeah. If you lost in a forest, then how you manage to spend night in jungle?
If I cross the forest, how will I manage? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. If you lost in a forest, then how you manage to spend night?
Okay.
Jungle.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit, for giving me this wonderful topic. If I would lost in jungle, and how would I spend night? So first of all, before night approaches, I will try to move out of that jungle or forest, as you said. I will see where I will try to climb a tree and see which way I can see the habitation or a road or people passing by, so that I will try to move on that side. And by going in that during that time when I will be walking towards that, if night comes, so I will again climb a tree and try to sleep over there, because in forest there may be various wild animals. There may be bears or the tiger, which just Toastmaster Mayank saw some time back. I may also get to see that tiger. So then I will spend my night on that tree, and also I will make sure that that tree does not have any of the dangerous creatures, because there are few creatures which can climb a tree, like snake. If you get a snake, it can also climb on that tree. So I will make sure that it is not there. Then I will spend my night on that tree. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devan, for this idea. And now, could I be Chetan Lakshara? Could you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Chetan?
Yes.
Yes, Chetan,
Thank
you have
you
to
for
come.
taking it. Okay, wait a minute, please. Okay, I'll choose flower.
So, what values you are adding in this beautiful world without any expectation? What values you are adding in this beautiful world without any expectation?
So, what value I'm adding to this world without any expectations? Well, I would like to share here that this is something which is ingrained in me, that I can't see a person dull and gloomy. It just it makes me sad. Something inside me that makes me ask the person what is going on. You can share it if you want, and once I know the problem, I try to fix it, even if I don't even if I unable to recognize the problem, or I don't have any solution to that. I try to cheer up that person. So recently, there was a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, who shared some issues, some personal issues that were going on in our family, and we were not actually we were not we were not actually not in touch at that time. She texted me randomly, and I and she sounded a little down. So I I told her that I'm calling you up and be ready for the call, and we'll talk about it. And after dinner, I called her up and listened to the whatever is happening with her, and whatever issues she is facing. And I'm not trying to praise myself here, but yeah, you can say that I uplifted her at that point of time. Uh, the 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 tone of her voice while she was speaking initially, and after the tone of her voice when she was about to end the call, that was clearly different, and I could feel that she is certainly feeling better after talking to me. So yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to I don't try to fix the problems. I just, try to make the person feel better about it, about even if they are facing a issue, even in that moment, I try to make them feel better. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan, for participating. So, due to the paucity of time, we can't take more participants. So, I am requesting Toastmaster Mayank, could you please launch the poll for this section?
Yes. Can the timer tell me who all are disqualified?
Chetan Lakhera, guest Chetan Lakhera.
Okay.
He's been
Apart
disqualified.
from guest Chetan, is there anyone who's disqualified?
No TM man. No.
Okay, so I'll just list out the names: Toastmaster Abu, guest Ira, Toastmaster Mayank, guest Kundan, and Toastmaster Deven. Is this correct?
Yes, yes. TM Abu, guest Ira, TM Mayank, guest Kundan, TM Deven, and guest Chetan, out of which guest Chetan has been disqualified.
Okay, I'll just launch the poll.
Please vote. It's your birthright, and there is only 30 seconds. So, please submit your vote.
Waiting for 8 more votes.
Thank you everyone for participating in this section, and my apologize if I'm not able to pick you and you were excited to part of it. So with that, I would like to hand over this stage to Toastmaster Smrit, General Evaluator for today. Toastmaster
Thank you
Smrit.
so much, Toastmaster Amit. It was a wonderful session that I have seen interesting topics. Let us start with our second half of the meeting. That is the evaluation segment. Let's start with speech evaluation. Let me call on stage our first evaluator, Toastmaster Sarabjot.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Was there anyone who was not able to visualize what Toastmaster Abhishek was describing in his speech? What I really liked about the speech, that he created suspense from the beginning, which kept me hooked till the end. Coming to the accommodation section, the use of props and the voice knock knock was amazingly done, fantastic. Kudos to you on that. Use of long pauses to create suspense was perfectly used for this kind of story. Speech was full of facts. Speaker was an amazing storyteller, we can't deny that. As there is always room for improvement, I would like to give you few suggestions. Speaker was moving a lot here and there, so I suggest you to complete a section of a story or a part of the story and move from one place to another to show the transition. It makes you look nervous when we are moving from one place to another place in between the section a lot. I suggest you to not apologize in between your story. It highlights your mistakes. Instead, what you could have done, you could have taken a pause, think, and calm yourself and continue with your speech. It's better than apologizing. Coming to the accommodation section again, speech was well crafted. There was a structure in the speech, and and most important, there was takeaway in the end of the speech. Expression was greatly used. Hand gesture was perfect. To summarize my evaluation, speaker has great storytelling skills. Use of prop was perfect. Amazing job. Created a suspension from the starting to keep the listener hooked till the end. And hand gestures were amazing. Recommendation: don't apologize in between the speech. Instead, take long pauses. It will make you look more confident. And my takeaway from the speech: whenever I will see something is not happening right in the society, to take action, to raise voice against that. I wish you all the best for the future speeches. Looking really forward to hear you again in the SDTM and other places. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paramjot. We now have a second evaluator, that is Toastmaster Paramjot Singh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samrit. So, Toastmaster Gaurav is one of our leaders of the club, and we have seen different colors whenever he comes on the stage and delivering a speech. What an impeccable starting you have. Like even the glitch he has in between his speech, I think that is also related to somewhere to his speech, because as a Hindi dialogue says, Dawn ka intezar to 11 mulko ki police kar rahi hai. He made us wait even in the speech. He made us wait for the speech, and we have seen there is a clear structure of the speech. There is a great opening. The body is filled with facts, figures, and an inspiring conclusion you have in your speech. So kudos to on that. Coming to, you have given example from Bollywood that is quite relatable to the audience, and people can easily engage with you. Coming to the areas where you can take the speech to the next level, the speaker can use the props. Like example, he can share a slideshow where he can showcase the poster of the movie so that the people who don't know can relate with it, so that they know some actor or actresses there. the the pauses, the purposeful pauses were missing in your speech, because that pauses can create an impact of your point whenever you're talking about the leadership styles. While you're talking about the leadership style, I feel was a bit rush from your side to jump to the body part of the speech. When you are talking about authoritarian, when you're talking about democratic leadership style, you are on a rush to move to the body part of the speech. The commendation which the I have for you is you have used the chat option really well. You have shared 4 options and then you ask question from the audience. That was the best part, to engage the audience so that people can hear you and totally listen to you while you are on the stage. Incorporating all the feedback which is given to you, it's regarding whether in clearing your pauses, using purposeful pauses in your speech. And one thing you have missed in your speech is to identifying your primary leadership style, so that you know what leadership style you have. Rest, you have used humor, you have used action, you have used drama in your speech. And my key takeaway from your speech is to lead by example, not by words. So over to you, General Evaluator. All the very best, Toastmaster Gaurav, for your further speeches.
Thank you so much for the crisp evaluation by Toastmaster Paramjot. Let us call on stage our third evaluator, Toastmaster Deven, SDTM's SRK.
Thank you, Mr. G. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A mentor. A mentor is someone who has already walked on a path you are walking. A mentor is someone who helps you realize your true potential. Thank you, Toastmaster Chanda, for wonderfully delivering this motivational speech and completing almost all the objectives of your speech today. My commendation for you is you appeared confident. Your body language was good and your message was good, motivational. You defined the role of mentors clearly in one slide. You related it with real life examples. You said like how Sonika helped you when you were not ready to get role or take role of TMOD. How Shrajita helped you in your speech, as a result of which you won the Best Speaker Award, even when veteran Toastmasters were there on that same day in the prepared speeches section. So good job on that. And you also related like how your mentorship helped you grow. So that was a wonderful job. But as a Toastmasters motto, we always believe that every next speech of us should be better than our yesterday's speech. So I have a few recommendations for you. Your camera appeared to be, although your body language was good and your entire body was appearing, but the camera angle was not good. It was coming from bottom and it was looking like a vertical angle. Your camera angle should be on your waist whenever you are delivering a speech. So please take care of it. And you need to work a bit on your grammar and sentence structure. Your message was very good, but this little bit of cosmetic things like a structure and grammar spoils the message when you do not deliver it in the proper channel. So please work on that. And you were speaking at a one tone only. You should have raised it and lowered it at some point of time when you were excited, like I won the award. It should go like this. And you said, I was not confident for a TMOD role. It should go like this. So it will engage the audience more and they will feel engaged in your speech and they will be able to relate their own self with you. Summary, it was overall a great experience. Yes, you delivered and fulfilled all the objective except one objective. That objective was to share your experience of mentorship outside of Toastmasters, which you missed mentioning. So please incorporate that. Otherwise, it was a wonderful speech. My takeaway, if you persist without giving up, of course, with the help of mentor, you can do wonders in your life. Thank you. All the best for your future speeches. Over to you, G.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deven. Let me call on stage our fourth evaluator, who is not from our club, but a distinguished Toastmaster, Toastmaster Sriram.
Shriram, you're on mute. You're still
Yeah.
on. Yes, now you're audible.
Oh, 1 second. I'm audible and as well as visible, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. They say humor is mankind's greatest blessing, and today it was really a blessing to hear such a humorous personality coming onto the online stage and delivering her personal, problematic, yet a humorous story. Toastmaster Shrijita. What a wonderful speech it was. And you know what? You made more than 50% of the audience to laugh, and especially on a digital stage like this. Hats off to all your commitment and efforts. Happy evening, dear fitter, future fittest, and six pack and family pack people over here. The things which I really loved in your speech, number one is your organization. You took this problem and solution approach where your problem was weight gain and your solution was how to do through dieting, and then say dieting is not great, go with relaxing. So I loved your organization approach. You also did meet the project objective is that you need to incorporate anecdotes and stories. You did incorporate your anecdotes, your personal story, especially a wonderful experience between you and the dietitian. I think I loved it. And second thing which I loved was your facial expression and the gestures. You know what? Through your expression and gestures, I saw that Mohan Singh's daughter was actually laughing. Guest Ira was actually laughing, and many more. So your expression, whenever you said I saw a dietitian. I think than me, she looks need another dietitian. And you said, grandmother, at the age of 3, you had an operation. Those small expressions matters a lot, which made trigger the laughter in around. And then humor is well impacted when you use pauses very effectively. I saw there was one example in Naked Eye. You said naked, and I so there you gave a small pause, so that worked very well for your humor. So apart from these things which were good in your speeches, I had a certain picks of recommendation in terms of your content. Number one, humor works well when you give the twist factor, which we call it as an unpredictability factor. You had this wonderful sentence like check calorie, drink water. You could have polished your contents like the dietitian script read as sugar, cake, salt, and chocolates. Don't just drink water. So where you say all the food items and then you give a small pause and give a twist saying drink only water. So like this, you could have polished your twist more effectively. And also second thing, humor really works well when you add more of exaggeration onto it. For an example, you had this sentence like have only one meal a day. Instead, you could have said, dietitian said, have only 1 spoon of rice and 1 spoon of dal. Go beyond your imagination and give those small exaggeration, which will generally trigger a lot of laughter. And apart, just avoid back and forth movement, because that I thought it was not needed for this speech to deliver impact. To summarize, with your wonderful gestures, your problematic solution approach, and your pauses, you have delivered a good humorous story. But if you could polish your content by adding more exaggeration and the twist, I'm sure you will make everyone laugh at the ground, and you will be just eating chocolate and then relaxing, seeing us walk and laugh around. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sriram. It was wonderful having being you have delivered speech evaluation in our club. So let us come to the second portion. That is, now my team will be evaluating general meeting. So let
Amrit,
me start with
can we
Toastmaster.
can we go for the voting?
Sorry. Go.
Timer, is everyone
Yes.
qualified?
Yes, everybody is qualified. TM Sarupchut has taken 2 minutes 26 seconds. PM Param has taken 2 minutes 46 seconds. TM Deveen has taken 2 minutes 40 seconds. And DTM Shriram has taken 3 minutes 29 seconds.
So we are done with the voting of best speech evaluators. Let us move on to the auxiliary role players. Let me call on stage our first auxiliary role player, that is the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Mandakini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samrit. A very good evening to all the Toastmasters, dear guest. So I was the grammarian of the day, and what a beautiful delight it was. It was really difficult for me to catch the wrong usage. And it was like multiple beautiful expressions, anecdotes, and words were used. So I'll just talk about a little bit what was just could be improved a little bit more. Somebody used most trickiest. When we talk about past tense, it has to be always, it cannot be double past tense. Either it is most tricky or trickiest. I think this is one of the most common mistakes which we make, because while we are speaking and rushing, it sounds very normal. So I think this can be taken care of by actually practicing whenever you get a chance. Secondly, somebody said 1 ears. So one, because it's not a plural, it is 1 ear. Then there was this one Toastmaster said expression was greatly done. So somewhere it is not correct usage. It should be expression was done greatly, or the expressions were nice, or it was good to have those kind of expressions. Now I come to the positive side of it. It was an amazing, almost like I have a jackpot of the things which I want to store for future. Somebody knocked at my door. Usually people miss it. Why she does not open? Why she doesn't open up? I think that was a mistake. Sorry. I think it was used that my legs is shaking. It should have been my legs were shaking. And the beautiful part, coming to the good part, Toastmaster, one of the Toastmasters says, without much ado. It brings such a classiness to what you are going to say. It feels like yesterday. Leadership is not a position or a rank. Concern is always visible to the naked eye. Words of my mother, overwhelmed, paucity, and beyond, push yourself beyond your imagination. So these are some of the good usage. Coming back to the idiom of the week and the word of the week. Word of the week was lackluster. Idiom of the week was all over the board. So word of the week was used just once by Toastmaster Samir, and idiom of the week was also used once by Toastmaster Samir. So in terms of usage, it was a bit of a lackluster performance. Otherwise, it was a beautiful evening with lovely anecdotes which I learned today, and I'm going to keep it in my arsenal to use it next time. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Samrit.
Thank you so much for the crisp report. Let me call on stage our second auxiliary role player, that is our R counter, Toastmaster Ishita. Toastmaster Ishita, are you there?
Yeah, thank you, Samrit. It is very difficult to inspire people if you use a lot of vocal fillers in a speech. While fillers come naturally to us, they make a speaker look awkward and unprofessional. It's the time to quit the habit with tested formula. Yes, which is getting comfortable with the silence. Yes, we should set our minds to get comfortable with that pauses and breaks in between. With this, I'm glad to share that Toastmaster Shajita, Evaluator Sarabjot, Evaluator Shriram, and Evaluator Devan were outstanding. They were extraordinary. They have used 0 filler words. Toastmaster Abhishek, Toastmaster Gaurav, Toastmaster Paramjot, they used less than 3 filler words. They were outstanding. Then goes to Toastmaster Chanda, Toastmaster Samir, Toastmaster Samrit. They have used 4 to 6 filler words. Toastmaster Mandakini, Toastmaster table topic speaker Chetan, table topic speaker Ira. They used more than 6 times. So Ira used twice when she was trying to recall the date it rained. So I don't know, it's 1 or 3. So she can do it better. Other table topic speakers, Devan, Mayank, and Abu, they were outstanding. They used less than 3 filler words. So that was my report of the meeting. Thank you. Over to General Evaluators.
Thank you so much, our counter of the day, Toastmaster Ishita. Let me call on stage the person who is going to test your listening skills. Can we please have on stage Toastmaster Shalu?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I had prepared a list of few questions to see if everyone was listening. So my first question is, at what age TM Srijita had her operation?
3 years.
3 years.
That's correct. Thanks, Sushita. What is the birth month of guest Ira?
July.
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 Thanks, Aditya. So next question is, what are the 2 hobbies of TMOD, Toastmaster Samir?
Gardening and Toastmaster.
And Toastmasters.
Meetings.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. What is the age of the plant of Toastmaster Samir?
4 years old.
Thanks, Sandra. What is the percentage of women domestic violence on women?
86%.
Sorry?
86%.
I think 84%.
No, it is 86%.
Toastmaster Amit.
Okay. What were the 3 names mentioned by Toastmaster Gaurav in his speech during the name of in the film 3 Idiots?
Farhan Akhtar, Raju and
No, one person can answer at yeah. So who is answering it first?
Sandra.
Sandra.
Sorry, you answer.
Farhan Akhtar
and Raju.
Raju Rastogi and Amit is
Farhan, Rancho and Raju.
It was
Yes.
Qureshi.
Yes. So it goes to Toastmaster Devin. Thank you so much for that. My next question is, what leadership style John Wright has, which was stated by TM Gaurav in his speech?
Autocratic.
Sorry?
Autocratic.
No, it's wrong.
it's coaching.
Yes. Yes, TM Aditya. Coaching style is correct. What are the 4 leadership styles mentioned by Toastmaster Gaurav?
Autocratic, democratic, coaching, and forgot the 4th one. Laissez-faire, yes.
Yes.
That's
That's correct. So what was TM Chanda missing in her Toastmaster journey?
Best Speaker Award.
One
TMOD
person at a
and
time. Sorry, one person at a time.
Best Speaker Award.
Best Speaker Award. Yeah, it is correct. What number Toastmaster Abhishek dialed to call police?
100.
That's correct. What percentage of women undergo domestic violence but doesn't speak up?
77%.
That is correct, Toastmaster Amit. What was the time when Toastmaster Abhishek heard the knock at his door? At what time he heard the knock at his door?
11 o'clock at night.
11 p.m.
That's correct. What is the name of the plant of Toastmaster Samir?
Gaikonde. Gaitonde.
Yes. Okay, what type of leadership style was shown by Balwant in the movie DDLJ?
Autocratic.
Yes, Toastmaster Ira and Toastmaster Amit, this is correct. How many times you need to chew your foods, which was suggested by dietitians to Toastmaster
36
Shrita?
36 times.
36 times.
Tried and practiced.
Okay. What is the percentage of time we spent indoor?
90%?
No, it's not correct.
94%.
No. Anyone else?
93 or 94.
Nowadays, almost 100%.
Sorry?
Now it's 100%.
Nowadays, almost 100%.
No, but
During
then
lockdown.
what was the percentage which was mentioned by Toastmaster Samir?
80%.
Anyone else apart from Toastmaster Samir?
80%.
Around 80%.
No, sorry, it's not correct.
More than 90%.
Yeah, it's more than 90%, but then what is the number, exact number?
I think it was 93%.
Sorry?
93%.
94.
Yes. So it's 93%. Mr. Sandeep Agarwal is correct. It's 93%. And let me just see. Sorry?
Time is up, Shalu. Team Shalu, time is up.
Okay. So thank you so much. I think everyone was listening quite patiently and with focus. Thank you so much.
Wow. Everyone was so attentive and they almost gave right answers.
All the answers. Yeah.
Let me call on stage our last but not the least evaluator, who's the timer for the day, Toastmaster Shruti.
Thank you, TM Samrit. I will be presenting my report on the time part. So Sergeant at Arm TM Samrit took 59 seconds, hence he's disqualified. Presiding officer took 4 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster of the day TM Samir took 4 minutes 28 seconds. General evaluator TM Samrit took 38 seconds, hence he's disqualified. Table topic master TM Amit, he took 16 minutes 40 seconds for running the entire table topic session, which was like it overshot 15 minutes. Speaker Abhishek, the first speaker who presented the speech, TM Abhishek, took 6 minutes 43 seconds. TM Gaurav took 6 minutes 47 seconds. TM Chanda took 6 minutes 5 seconds. And TM Srijita took 8 minutes 21 seconds, and hence she's disqualified. Coming to evaluator, TM Sarabjot, 2 minutes 26 seconds he took. TM Param took 2 minutes 46 seconds. TM Devin took 2 minutes 40 seconds. And DTM Shriram took 3 minutes 30 seconds. Coming to the auxiliary role player, TM Mandakni took 3 minutes 5 seconds. TM Ishita Ahakamto took 1 minute 36 seconds. And the listener, TM Shalu, took 6 minutes 23 seconds, hence she's disqualified. And joke master earlier, who shared the joke, Miss TM Sandra, she took 42 seconds while sharing her joke. So that's my report of the day. Over to TM Samrit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti, for your report. So let us vote for best auxiliary role player. Timer, do we have any disqualifications among auxiliary role players?
Yes, TM Shalu.
Okay, so
Just hold on, I'll launch the poll.
Okay. Please keep a track of 30 seconds.
Yes.
So we are done with the voting. Now it's time for my report. Just a second, I'm sharing screen. So let us start. We will be starting with, we have three portions: speech evaluation, auxiliary role plays, and flow of the meeting. So we will start with speech evaluation. So our first speech evaluator was Toastmaster Sarabjot. He started he started his evaluation very well. He used CRC approach. He gave summary of speech, and he concluded his evaluation with a takeaway. Also, when he was when he was giving some recommendations to the speaker, he could have demonstrated some recommendations if it was possible for him. And in the last, which I liked very much, was he repeated the commendations, overall commendations, recommendations, and then again commendations, so that speaker incorporates these commendations and recommendations in his next speech. Let us move on to our second speech evaluator. So if we talk of his evaluation, he also started with a good introduction, used CRC approach, gave summary of speech, and ended his evaluation with a takeaway. He was very clear and precise. I'm talking about Toastmaster Paramjot. He was very clear and precise. He gave instances from the speech. Also, he gave good set of recommendations, and he mentioned which point of the project has not been identified when he said identification of leadership style, which was not met by the uh, speaker in his speech. That is, the speaker was Toastmaster Gaurav. Let us talk about this third speech evaluator, Toastmaster Deven. Since the speaker's speech was on mentor, the evaluator also explained the mentor's importance. Kudos to that. And correlated how mentorship was useful for Chanda. He had a good introduction. He used CRC approach. He evaluated Chanda on the basis of storyline, voice modulation, and also gave advice on how to keep camera angles while delivering a speech. Kudos to that. He also ended the evaluation with a takeaway. Talking about our fourth speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sriram. He excellently commended speaker He excellently commended speaker for a very innovative entry, eating chocolate. That was very great. And his evaluation was very engaging. He used CRC approach. His evaluation had a proper introduction. He gave a summary of speech. By summary of speech, I mean he commended speaker whether uh, he had a proper structure in the speech, introduction, body, conclusion. Kudos to that. He also mentioned instances from the speech, and also speaker's speech impact on audience. He also observed audience. So that is one extraordinary point which he did in his evaluation, and kudos to that. Let us move on to the second segment, that is the auxiliary role players. Coming to the grammarian, in the start, the grammarian explained word and idiom of the day very precisely. Also, grammarian chose word and idiom of the day, which was easy to incorporate, but unfortunately, not many of us incorporated. And number of times word and idiom of the day was also very, very low. She took note of good and bad grammar usages, and while she was pointing out the bad grammar usages, she also explained how we can improve upon. So kudos to that. Also, uh, while informing about the good grammar usage, she explained how it developed or impacted, how it made the expression uh, better by using such good grammar usage. Coming to the R counter. R counter at the very start of her role shared the tip how to minimize the usage of R's and ums and filler words, and also explained if we don't reduce them, then what we are trying to say will not be addressed properly. In the starting, she explained her role very with clarity. She also used benchmark for R's and ums, such as she mentioned few of the names. Toastmaster SAMIR, Toastmaster Samrid used 4 to 6 R's and ums. That is a very good tip to account to give report. She also appreciated for those who used less or no R's and ums, and kudos to that. Timer. So she explained the different color cards, and also she made different structure of cards. She introduced a theme of Avengers, I would say, but what I feel is she wasn't in a she did not explain the rules and instructions in a very commanding manner. So I would say from next time, please take care of that. She explained the importance of time, and yes, she was on time itself. Coming to Joke Master. Joke Master was the role player was able to lighten up the atmosphere. Yes, script was engaging, but what I feel is she shouldn't have used uh, any specific Toastmaster's name in her joke. And I hope that she has used Abu's name with his consent. Coming to the listener, yes, listener was really attentive. She she did not specify how we can improve upon our listening skills, and I think there was no need because everyone was so attentive that they almost got the answers very correct. Also, I feel that in the starting she should have instructed to send in your entries, and she should have picked one of the volunteers to answer her questions rather than people prompting answers, because this leads to confusion. Now let's come to the general flow of the meeting. Starting from Sergeant at Arms. He did state the club mission on time, club mission and rules on time. Yes, presiding officer warmly welcomed guests, and he was way before time. He entertained guests before 6:30 also. That is before the starting of the meeting. So kudos to that. Coming to the TMOD, TMOD had a very relatable theme. All of us, all of us were able to relate the theme, and especially I like that character Guy Thornton. Kudos to that. Coming to the speakers, speaker number 1, Toastmaster Abhishek. You were very confident and bold on stage, but just one recommendation: be thorough with your speech. Coming to the speaker 2, Toastmaster Gaurav. What a spectacular entry and exit. Nice way to engage audience. Coming to the speaker number 3, Toastmaster Chanda. You were very clear, confident, and awesome. And this time you were level up. Also, you were very well versed with your speech. Kudos to that. Coming to the speaker number 4, she chose a topic, weight loss. That is very relatable, and she added very personal touch to it. Also, while her speech, I felt that as if I was watching some English TV series. Kudos to that. Coming to the table topic section, the table topic master was very commanding, and he explained the rules and regulations regarding to the table topics very well. He also chose topics which was related to the TMOD's theme. Also, he used this approach: member guest. Just just one recommendation I would say, please give preference to the non-participating members and guests, because evaluators and role players have something to say and they are already participating, so why not include non-participating members and guests? Rest, if I talk about your session, that was a great and interesting session. With this, I end my report. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samrit, for that fabulous rounding up of the evaluations and letting us know what worked and what did not. With that, I come to the fag end or the summation of this meeting. And before I start, I just want to start with an apology. I want to apologize. I want to apologize to the future generations for messing this planet up. I want to apologize for what we've done to this planet. You see, and I'll explain why. The life cycle of Earth is about 4.5 million years. That means the Earth has been here for about 4.5 million years, and we
Are we able to hear Toastmaster Samir?
No.
I think we lost him.
Yes, he's back online. Samir, you're on mute.
And I have 3 simple steps to recover this. The first is start with a small plant, inculcate the habit of planting. The second, wherever you have an option to visit a place which is man-made versus a place which is scenic in nature, always visit the one which has scenic beauty to it and appreciate it. And third, and this is the special one, inculcate the habit of hiking and camping wherever you can, whenever you can, so that you have it in you. With that, this is your TMOD Toastmaster Samir signing off with my dear friend Gaitonde. Over to you, Toastmaster Param.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir, for that insightful and eco-friendly theme. As you all know that we are a very eco-friendly kind of club and we love themes like this. So first of all, I would like everybody to please come on the video and show thumbs up if you think this Saturday was productive. Your Saturday, we have made your Saturday productive. Mayank, can you capture this moment? Mayank, can you capture this?
Already done, Param.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayank. So as a ritual, salute to my 11th hour officer. For this meeting, my 11th hour officer was Toastmaster Shejita, who took the role of speaker just on a Thursday night. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shejita. A salute to the first timers, Toastmaster Shruti, Toastmaster Ishita, Toastmaster Shalu, Toastmaster Sandra. You all have done your role very beautifully. Thank you so much for coming and participating. Especially a special thanks to Shruti and Ishita. They have put their best foot forward. Thank you so much for that. A handful of thanks to DTM, Shri Ram, for coming and gracing this meeting and sharing a good evaluation, a power-packed evaluation to one of our great speaker. Thank you so much for coming and coming to the club. Now, I would like Mayank can you share, Mayank, the certificate so that we can announce the winners of the meeting?
First, we have to vote for the best anchor.
Yeah, sorry. So, Mayank, can you show the poll so that we can vote for the best
Timer
anchor?
is everyone qualified? Samir, Amit, and Samrid.
Yes. Yes.
Toastmaster Samrid is not qualified.
Okay, how much time did Samrid took?
Sorry, he got disqualified. Yes.
Okay, I'll just edit the poll. Param, just give me 1 sec.
Sure. So, till the time Mayank is editing the poll, I request one of our guests to share their feedback regarding the meeting. Any of the guests can unmute themselves and share the feedback. I can see Kana. Hi, Kana. Kana is one of our ex-members. Hi, Kana. How are you?
Hi, Param. How are you?
Hi, Kana. Good, good.
Am I audible?
Yes, Kana. So, how was your experience at South Delhi Toastmasters in our online meeting?
Hey, it's good to be back. It has been so long since I've seen you all, and seeing all the familiar faces, it has been some time. So, hi to all of you. I didn't get a chance to speak today because I joined a little late. So, I stick to listening more and, not trying to speak for today. And it was a good experience. And as always, SDTM people are rocking the stage. It doesn't really matter whether they are at physical meeting or online meeting, but yeah, they are good at it. So it was a lovely meeting. So I loved it.
Thank you so much, Kana, for coming and keep coming in the starting so that we can give you a chance for a table topic speech or further other things. So,
Param, can I
Mayank,
launch? Yes, can I launch the poll?
Yes, Mayank. So vote for the best anchor. Time's up.
Param, I have shared the results to you on
Sure.
WhatsApp. I'll just show the certificates.
Sure. Till that time, I think Mayank is sharing the certificates. I request one more guest to share their feedback. Guest Kundan, how was your experience at the meet at South Delhi Toastmasters?
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I came here after so many times. I came for the offline meeting, and now after viewing your ad, SDTM ad on LinkedIn, I've connected through those platforms. And I'm happy to share that I heard first time about the Toastmaster Club from a stand-up comedy. There is a stand-up comedian, I didn't remember his name. He mentioned Toastmaster in his comedy show. So I refer Toastmaster name from there. Then I came to know about
I think Apur Gupta ji must be the comedian.
Yeah, correct.
So he is a part of he used to be the part of South Delhi Toastmaster Club just 5-10 years back.
Okay, from him I heard about Toastmaster. Then I joined there.
So he was a part of South Delhi Toastmasters.
Okay.
So thanks. Hope you have a great time. So now it's a time to announce the the winners of the meeting. So best speaker goes to the Dawn of SDTM, Toastmaster Gaurav. Congratulations, Toastmaster Gaurav. The best speech evaluator goes to the power-packed evaluation given by our DTM, Toastmaster Sriram. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
The best auxiliary role goes to somebody who's very perfect with his work, Toastmaster Mandakni, as a grammarian. The best table topic speakers goes to our very own, the butter chicken lover, Toastmaster Mayank Khatri. And the best anchor goes to the most charming and the always well-dressed Toastmaster SAMIR. Without further ado, let's start the next session of the meeting, and that is Make Me Better, where we provide focused feedback to all our role players and speaker. And for that, I'm calling somebody who's always worried about our education. So let me please help me welcome Toastmaster Sonika. Over to you, Toastmaster Sonika.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Param. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our newest session, Make Me Better, in which each speaker of the meeting will be evaluated to make each speaker better. So today, as we have already exceeded the time, so please, timer, please take this note that every speaker is given 1.5 minutes to each speaker. So you need to show card at 1.5 minutes. First of all, so I would like to start with the speakers. Today, Toastmaster Aditya is going to evaluate today's speaker. So over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you, Sonika. Sonika, it's 1.5 minutes per speaker, right?
Yes, and if you have lots of recommendations, then you can only mention recommendations, and you can mention your full evaluation in the. We can share this full evaluation in Make Me Better WhatsApp group later. So we can go with the recommendations.
Was Abhishek. So an interesting start to your speech. The use of the knock-knock technique, which got us hooked, and then you talked about a problem which is a dilemma which has been talked about in the newspapers also often, but we often don't get into the depth of it. You have experienced it firsthand. So your anecdotal evidence helped us get into the skin of the topic. So that was a very interesting theme and an excellent story, but a couple of recommendations as you were using examples and statistics. As your evaluator said, if you could have used visual aids, could have added more depth and you could have brought your ideas out. And since it was a very sensitive topic, when you experience that thing, if you could have added more, could have been more emotion in terms of anger, we could have experienced this with you, that what you experience with that speak. So overall, an excellent speech and well done. And now let's move on to a second speaker, Toastmaster Gaurav. Once again, talking about leadership styles and then trying to balance leadership styles with examples from Toastmasters, with examples from outside, using the goggles as a prop, the song as a prop, which got us once again hooked. The impact was felt instantly. And then using the word association, that how do we feel that which individual character has which leadership style, using the text box and your voice. But as your, okay, all right, I'll move on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Chanda, again giving an example of mentoring, anecdotal evidence from your own experiences, which is always useful, and just a couple of recommendations that yes, the camera angle was not clear. If you could have, there was a bit of shadow when you were speaking, perhaps on your lower side, on the lower end. So you could have, if instead of facing the darker side, you could have faced the wall, the light would have been much clearer for you. So the camera angle would have been better in that sense. And if you can work on your grammar and sentence construction, it will add to your speech. Thank you. And now our final speaker, once again, an excellent use of prop using the chocolate. It got us hooked that what was the speech about. And then once again, like the first speaker, you took us to a very sensitive topic, the idea of weight and diet, and then bringing your own experience. your own personal experience, the anecdote always helps. And then using the eyes as an expression. It says that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Today, the expression lay in the eye of the speaker through that. Once again, when you were using the word ladies and gentlemen, you were speaking fast. So if you can speak slowly, because you said something ladies and gentlemen, so that took away the impact of the speech. So, and then back and forth movement could be reduced, and overall a couple of working on the grammar will add the luster to your speech. Thank you. Over to Sonika. Param? Sonika?
Sonika. So our next evaluator is Toastmaster Abu for all the evaluators. So over to Toastmaster Abu.
I was for anchors, I suppose.
So Param, I think I am for the evaluator.
Sorry. So Mohan, you can start for the evaluate.
Thank you so much, Param. So
Thanks.
hi everyone. Regarding the evaluators for the speakers, so I am here more focusing on the recommendations part than the commendations region you already know. So in regards to the Sarabjot, who evaluated Toastmaster Abhishek, the first speaker of the day, he added the CRC approach in a very well manner, and he added all the points as a recommendation and the commendations for the speaker. If I can talk about the recommendations for the evaluator for the speakers Abhishek, then what I can say that the first part was that he did not switch on the video, or maybe he was not on the focus slide. Means I was not able to see his face while he was evaluating Toastmaster Abhishek. And number two, apart from the recommendations, there was one recommendation which was very important for the speaker, and that was that speaker was somehow forgetting the speech in between and he was referring the notes. That is something which was missed by the evaluator, which can be looked into in the further evaluations by Toastmaster Sarabjot as an evaluator. Now coming to the speaker second, Toastmaster Param, who evaluated Toastmaster Gaurav, he started with the commendations in a very well manner. Plus, what he did, he just used the balance of commendations and recommendations in a very well manner. Apart from this, what he did, he also took out that takeaway from the speaker, that what was the takeaway by the speaker. That was very well mannered. Now, what I can say, there was one instance wherein Toastmaster Param used the Hindi sentence, and in my opinion, what can be done that whenever we are using the Hindi sentence, we should use that. We should convert that Hindi sentence into the English one, so that everyone, for the benefit of everyone. For the recommendation part, here Param could have used the poll which was done uniquely by the speaker, which was missed out. I also recommend Toastmaster Param that he was evaluating Toastmaster Gaurav in a present tense. Means he can use, he can say. It could have been he could or he could, because the speak could, was over at that moment. So we can't use present indefinite tense, in other words. Takeaway was there, which was brilliantly done by Toastmaster Param. Coming to the third speaker, Toastmaster Chanda, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Devan. Toastmaster Devan again balanced out the commendations and the recommendations very, very beautifully. The best part was that Toastmaster Devan was standing and then giving the evaluation part. That is something which we, as if I can say myself, then I need to learn that a lot, because it takes lots of courage while speaking. That's not in online meeting, while standing or giving the evaluation part. Commendations were given very well. Recommendations were there. Takeaways were there. Recommendations to the speaker were given, like camera angle and tone with no expression. That was brilliantly done by Toastmaster Devan. There's just one thing which I can add, that Toastmaster Devan forgot to summarize the commendations and recommendations at the end of the evaluation, maybe because of lack of time, in my opinion. Coming to the fourth evaluator, Toastmaster Sriram, who evaluated Toastmaster Srajita. He very well explained the speech, or I can say summarize the speech along with the evaluation. He commended the Toastmaster Srejita for her best effort in the project, appreciated the speaker in a very well manner. Bullet points were mentioned there by the Toastmaster Sriram. Facial expression were given as a commendation to the Toastmaster Srejita by the Toastmaster Sriram as a evaluator. He also gave the recommendation regarding the humor part and the unnecessary movement while giving the speech or the project. There were two things which I can say that could have been added. We would want to see the hand gesture more of Toastmaster Sriram because the hand gestures were not properly visible at that moment, number one. And number two, because Toastmaster Srejita got disqualified because of lack of the, because of time management that could have been added. If I heard correctly, I did not see that recommendation to Toastmaster Srejita as a speaker. So that is something which concludes my evaluation for the evaluators. I have something more which I can publish in the Toastmasters group for the feedback. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohan. Now let's move to the person who is going to evaluate the anchors of today's meeting, Toastmaster Abu. So over to you, Toastmaster Abu.
Sure. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sonika. So I'll start with the anchor, Toastmaster SAMIR. Brilliant. I have never ever seen such excellent background. It was such a breath of fresh air. I like the way how he came. I liked it, especially that rock eyes that he had made. I always have this dream. I think I will use a marker, but he did it without marker. That's amazing. He introduced a new character, that is Gaitonde. One thing that I'm always after people is the usage of word of the day and the idiom of the week, and he used both. So excellent job from it's just amazing to have him always. Just two recommendations. You mentioned there are 3 parts of this meeting. Now we have upgraded to 4 parts of the meeting. So whoever is this, so Sonika, if you are, because it will take time for people to know about it. So please do let them know that from now onwards, and the Toastmaster of the day, they will say there are 4 parts of the meeting, including Make Me Better. Okay. The second part is 93% indoors. The data that you had shared, Toastmaster SAMIR, you could have shared the source as well. What was the source? So these are the 2 recommendations that I have for you. Let's move to the general evaluator, Toastmaster SAMIR. Right from that pleasing color that he was wearing, the turban color and his t-shirt, I knew that he was going to do something remarkable, and he definitely did it. He came up with a presentation that stole my heart. Now, I was so in awe because that helped him to become very cognizant, and he was able to get the nuances of it. So excellent job when it comes to this new way of evaluating people. I also like the fact that you did a lot of other things as well. You also ensured that you have that pre-meeting flyers. That is a very nice. That's a very nice way. 2 recommendations, and the most important recommendation is not to get disqualified. You took 10 minutes, and because of that, we are all dependent on each other. If one person exceeds, then there will be some of the other person. So we need to be cognizant about that particular time. For timer, again, Toastmaster Shruti was doing this for the first time. So Sonika, my request would be whoever is waiting, if somebody is using presentation, ask them to say it loud. So your time is up. So most probably somebody did not get that particular information. So if you can let them know that at any point in time, if the presentation is going on, you can always shout it loud. Having said that, Toastmaster Shruti has done an excellent job, especially being very creative. Right at the start, Toastmaster SAMIR forgot about the poll option. So that is something that has to be taken care of. Let's come to the table topics master. Toastmaster Amit, energetic. He shared the objective of table topics, and I liked how creative he was. He had this message in the chat group in which people could choose. That is very creative. What could have been better was recommendation is to use short topics. There were twice instances wherein people could not understand that long topic. So even if there is this long topic, get it checked so that it's grammatically correct and it doesn't create any kind of confusion for the speaker. And above all, not to choose evaluators. So it's very important that we become cognizant and we have the details who are the evaluators. Auxiliary role players, yes. However, the most preferred, as Toastmaster SAMIR has always mentioned, guests and members who are not participating. Over to you, Sonika.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abu. Now it's time to evaluate the auxiliary role players. And I am the person who will be going to evaluate the aux role players. So I would like to start with the first Ox role player, that is the joke master, Toastmaster Sandra. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the Ox role players, especially who have done their role for the first time. So starting from Sandra, her joke was short, simple, and funny. Although she has done this role for the first time, but it is always good to, I'm just mentioning these recommendations so that she can do better she can do better next time. She could have used her time more because she has finished very early and she had left up with lots of time, and she could add more jokes. Second recommendation is if she could switch on her camera while, especially when she's doing her role, her camera was off. Third recommendation is I just felt that she was not so prepared. It would be great if she could practice her role, if she could practice for her role more so that she could be more confident. Coming to the second Ox role player, that is TMOD, Toastmaster Shruti, and she has done amazing job. She has done this role for the first time, and she showed cards on time and for the correct duration of time. I prefer it to show each card till 10 seconds and then unshare the screen, and she did it right way. And she was also creative. She has used different cards in which some things were written like "Hooray, time is up." So it was a good job. I would like to say it is a very nice way. So kudos for that. And she also explained her role very well. And but there are a few recommendations. Like I felt that when the speaker exceeds time, any speaker exceeds time, just keep showing the red card. Don't unshare it, because there are speakers who exceed a lot of time. And there is another way also that Abu mentioned, that she could also spoke out that your time is up, because sometimes speaker while speaking, they could not notice that they have exceeded time. So timer can so Shruti can take care of this for the next time. And there is one thing that she was not aware, that we did not have any icebreaker today. She mentioned the time for the icebreaker in her introduction speech as well, and she thought that Toastmaster Abhishek is giving his icebreaker, so she could be aware of the speakers that whether there is any icebreaker or not. And while telling the disqualification, when the anchor asked that is there any disqualification or not, then she very clearly mentioned that yes, there is disqualification. So it is only needed to tell the disqualification, not to she do not need to tell the timing that each speaker, because she is already going to do this in her report, so it could save time. So that is for Toastmaster Shruti. Otherwise, she has done really great job. Coming to Toastmaster Mandakini, she is so amazing as always. She has introduced her role very well. She has introduced the word of the week and idiom of the week. I just felt if she could share a tip to how can speakers improve their grammar. And I could not notice that she shared the number of times word of the week and idiom of the week used. Maybe I just missed it, but I could not notice it. So she can take care of that for the next time. No more recommendations for her. She was really good. Coming to the R counter, who also, it was her debut role. So she did a very amazing job. That she explained her role very well. And she also told why it is important to avoid crutch words in your speech. In your speech, there's just a recommendation that she could also share a tip how to avoid using crutch words. And apart from that, I just felt while introducing her role, she was reading her role. Although it was the first time, but if we practice it, then we could do it without reading from the paper also. So but the overall job was amazing. Kudos to Toastmaster Ishita. Moving to listener, Toastmaster Shalu. She has introduced her role very well, and she has also covered lots of questions, but unfortunately at the cost of exceeding the time. So first of all, the first recommendation for her is please stick to the timing, because I just felt she was totally lost in her role, and she did not notice the timing that she took a time that normally allotted to the speakers, prepared speakers. She took 6 minutes 23 seconds as I noticed. So it's very important to stick on time, because as Abu also said that it affects the overall meeting. And she could write, she could ask while in her report that to write a name in the chat, and she could pick the member, because multiple members were speaking when she was asking the question. So all the best to all the Ox role players. Now I'm done with my role, and now I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Param, the president of our team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sonika, for such an amazing session with everybody. Before I just sign off, I just request everybody to please come on the video once, because this is the audience who's very much focused towards taking feedback. Can you all please come on the video? Can you please all come on the video? Mayank, can you create a memory out of this?
Sure.
And can everybody smile, because you are the one who's going to sign off, and we want to sign off with a smile.
I request everyone to smile, but I can see 2 Params.
Oh, okay. I think now the things are sorted.
All done.
Thank you so much. So members, next meeting is very important. Next meeting, we're going to have moments of truth. Please be there, because it's very, very important, and it is for you only. There is no benefit not only to me or my EC team. It's for the entire club. So please be there. I just request that we have 22 more weeks before we get into January 2021. So I request everybody to work on yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. This is a platform where we can embrace all our failures. So this is your president signing off from this meeting. Sorry for we are late from last I think 3 minutes more we have taken, but we'll make sure next time we not exceed the time. So going forward, we'll take care of everybody. Hope you take care of yourself. Stay home, stay safe. Goodbye.